Hello, beautiful souls. I want to tell you a story. And I think it's time to tell this story. I've only told this story to a few people because I didn't want to offend people or worry about what people might think about this story that I'm about to tell. And to be honest with you, I don't really give two shits anymore because I think it's important to tell this story so that hopefully this will support you on your journey of calling your power back and knowing that you're a sovereign being on this planet. So let's go back to about May 2020, the whole COVID scare. And I know that there were people affected by this. I totally get that. But there was a bigger thing going on. And I remember thinking about it and getting a little fearful. I was at home and I think I was afraid for about 30 minutes. Because I knew something wasn't right. I just listened to my intuition, which I've learned over time to listen to. I think it was the next day, I pull up in front of Trader Joe's and there's a line of people outside, like the 6 feet apart thing, all standing on this red circle with masks on. And I was like, oh my God, this is really happening. This is really true. And I didn't even have a mask with me, okay? I got out of my car and I went and I stood at the end of the line, not on the round circle because I'm a little bit of a rebel. And so I stood on the side of the circle. I remember getting closer and closer to the entry and the woman handing out the sterilized baskets and giving everyone one at a time that they could go in. Someone would have to come out and then someone could go in. I got closer, all of a sudden she leaves and she comes out with another woman, I'm assuming was the manager. And she says to me, you can't come in and shop unless you have a mask on. I said, well, you know what? I can't breathe with one of those masks on. That's all I said. And she went, oh, okay. Handed me my basket. I went into the store and I did my shopping. And it was so great because no one gave me the glare or, oh, what's she doing? She doesn't have none of that happened. And I think it was probably because I didn't care if you wore a mask. You go ahead, you're a sovereign being. You do what feels right for you. And that's the way I felt about it. I wasn't judging people. I didn't think they weren't awake. And I didn't have any of those judgments about people. So I did all my shopping. No problem. Go to stand in the line. And I noticed out of the corner of my eye, this woman looking at me, this elderly woman looking at me, and she had a mask on. All of a sudden, I see her coming towards me, and I'm like, uh-oh. And she looks at me, she takes her mask off, and she says, I'm standing with you. And I was like, oh my God. I love this. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, God. I mean, that's how I was. So I just want to tell you, you're that powerful. And it takes that one person to stand in what they know is true for them and not to waver, not to outsource your power, not to think that someone outside of you has more authority over you than you do. And I think it's time that we realize that it's so important that you stand in your power, you stand in your truth, you stand in your authority, no matter what the outside is telling you. And there's all kinds of BS, I'm going to say, on the outside coming. So find out what's true for you. Take a moment, be in that silence, find out what feels true, tune into your heart, tune into your soul, and find out what's true for you. And then stand there and be that powerful, radiant, beautiful being that you are here on the planet. Don't outsource your power. Call it back. So that's just something I was inspired to share this with you. And I'm going to start sharing more of my experiences, my stories, because I think that's much more powerful than telling you what to do. Because I'm just going to share what's worked for me. So anyway, I hope this serves you in some way Take the time to find out what is true for me. It's so important. I love you. Till next time.